As a brain doctor, I'm shocked. These 3 habits destroy your memory after 60. Have you ever blanked on someone's name mid-conversation? Or maybe you're finding it tougher to keep track of appointments or where you left your glasses. If you're over 60 or getting close, these little slips can feel like warning signs. As a brain doctor, I've spent years digging into what keeps our minds sharp and what drags them down. And let me tell you, I'm shocked by how 3 everyday habits can quietly destroy your memory after 60. These aren't obscure things. They're habits so common you might be doing them right now without realizing the damage. Want to know what they are and how to stop them? Drop a comment with your age and one trick you use to stay mentally sharp. I'd love to connect with you. Number 3. Skimping on sleep. The first habit that's wrecking your memory is not getting enough sleep. I get it. Life's hectic. Maybe you're staying up late to catch up on emails, binge watching your favorite show, or just tossing and turning because your mind won't shut off. But here's the deal. When you consistently get less than 7 hours of sleep, you're robbing your brain of the chance to repair, recharge, and hold on to memories. It's like running your phone on 10% battery all day. It's going to glitch. Your brain does some of its most critical work while you sleep. During deep sleep, it activates the glymphatic system, which is like a cleaning crew that sweeps away toxins, including beta amyloid, a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. This isn't just theory. Research from the National Institute on Aging shows that adults over 60 who sleep less than 6 hours a night have 30% higher beta amyloid levels in their brains. Over time, this protein can clump into plaques that disrupt communication between neurons, making it harder to recall names, dates, or even recent events. One study followed 1,000 older adults for 5 years and found those with chronic short sleep were 35% more likely to show early signs of cognitive decline. Sleep is also when your brain locks in what you learned during the day. Picture your hippocampus, the memory hub of your brain, as a librarian sorting books. During rapid eye movement, REM, sleep, it replays the day's events, moving short-term memories into long-term storage. Skimp on REM, and those memories don't get filed properly. A 2018 study in sleep found that older adults with disrupted REM sleep scored 20% lower on memory tests, struggling with tasks like recalling a list of words or following a story. If you've ever woken up feeling like yesterday's conversations are a blur, this could be why. Then there's the impact on your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain behind your forehead that handles focus, planning, and problem-solving. Lack of sleep slows it down, leaving you foggy and forgetful. A 2020 study from the University of California, Berkeley, showed that just one night of 5 hours of sleep in adults over 60 led to a 15% drop in attention and memory performance the next day. Imagine what months or years of that does. Over time, chronic sleep deprivation can shrink your hippocampus. Studies show up to 8% volume loss in older adults who consistently get less than 6 hours. A smaller hippocampus means weaker memory, plain and simple. But it's not just about memory. Poor sleep messes with your mood and stress levels, which also hit your brain hard. When you're sleep deprived, your body pumps out more cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol levels impair the hippocampus's ability to form new memories and retrieve old ones. A 2019 study in neuroscience found that older adults with elevated cortisol from poor sleep had a 25% higher risk of memory lapses. Plus, lack of sleep reduces blood flow to the brain, starving neurons of oxygen and glucose. It's like trying to run a car with a clogged fuel line. So, how do you fix this? Aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep every night. Consistency is key. Going to bed and waking up at the same time, even on weekends, helps regulate your body's internal clock. Create a wind-down routine an hour before bed. Dim the lights, since bright light suppresses melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep. Swap your phone or tablet for a physical book. Blue light from screens can delay melatonin release by up to 90 minutes, according to a 2017 study in Chronobiology International. If you're tempted to scroll, use a blue light filter or wear blue blocking glasses. If stress keeps you awake, try jotting down your worries in a notebook before bed. This brain dump can reduce rumination by 20%, per a 2021 study in behavior research and therapy. Progressive muscle relaxation, tensing and releasing each muscle group from toes to head, can calm your nervous system. It takes 5 minutes and can cut the time to fall asleep by half. A warm shower or bath before bed also works wonders. It raises your body temperature slightly, and the drop afterwards signals your brain to sleep. A 2019 meta-analysis in Sleep Medicine Reviews found that warm baths 90 minutes before bed improved sleep quality by 15% in older adults. Keep your bedroom cool. Around 65 degrees Fahrenheit is ideal, as it mimics your body's natural temperature drop during sleep. Use blackout curtains or an eye mask to block light, and consider a white noise machine if sounds disrupt you. If you suspect sleep apnea, which affects up to 20% of adults over 60 and fragments sleep, talk to your doctor. Symptoms like loud snoring, gasping awake, or daytime fatigue are red flags. Treating apnea with a CPAP machine can boost memory scores by 18% in 3 months, according to a 2020 study in Chest. Food and drink matter too. Avoid caffeine after 2 p.m. It can linger in your system for 8 hours. Alcohol might make you drowsy, but it disrupts REM sleep, so limit it to 1 drink early in the evening. Try a cup of chamomile tea, which contains apigenin, a compound that binds to brain receptors and promotes calm. A 2022 study in phytotherapy research found chamomile reduced insomnia symptoms by 25% in older adults. Start small. Add 15 minutes to your sleep tonight. If you usually get 6 hours, aim for 6.25. Over 2 weeks, work up to 7 hours. Track your sleep with a journal or app to spot patterns. After a month, you'll likely notice sharper recall, better focus, and fewer moments of, "Where did I put that?" Your brain needs this nightly reset. Don't cheat it. Let me share a quick story. A patient of mine, Linda, 67, came to me frustrated because she kept forgetting her grandkids' names. She was sleeping 5 hours a night, staying up late to watch TV. We worked on a sleep plan. She set a 10 p.m. bedtime, used a white noise machine, and stopped drinking coffee after noon. Within 6 weeks, she was getting 7.5 hours and said her memory felt like it did 10 years ago. Small changes, big impact. Number 2. Eating too much sugar. The second habit that's crushing your memory is eating too much sugar. I'm not just talking about obvious culprits like donuts or soda. Sugar sneaks into places you'd never expect, like bread, pasta, sauces, and even healthy snacks like flavored yogurt or granola bars. If your diet is loaded with added sugars or refined carbs, you're setting your brain up for trouble, especially after 60. Here's why. When you eat sugary foods or refined carbs, think white bread, rice, or cookies. They break down fast into glucose, spiking your blood sugar. Your pancreas releases insulin to shuttle that glucose into cells for energy. But when you're constantly flooding your system with sugar, your cells can become resistant to insulin. This isn't just a problem for diabetes. It's a disaster for your brain. Insulin helps regulate energy in neurons and supports memory formation in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. When insulin signaling falters, these areas struggle. A 2017 study in neurology tracked 2,000 older adults and found those with higher blood sugar levels had a 25% faster rate of cognitive decline over 10 years. Sugar's impact on the brain is far more profound than most people realize. Beyond just adding extra calories or increasing waistlines, sugar directly affects the structures and functions of the brain in several harmful ways. When you consistently consume high-sugar diets, your body experiences spikes in glucose levels, triggering the release of pro-inflammatory molecules like cytokines. This state of chronic inflammation isn't just a problem for joints or arteries, it also wreaks havoc on brain tissue. Inflammation acts like a slow, smoldering fire inside the brain, gradually burning through neural connections and making it harder for neurons to communicate effectively. Over time, this neural damage can lead to cognitive decline, memory lapses, and even increase the risk of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. The 2019 University of Southern California study highlights this concern, showing that adults over 60 who regularly consumed sugary foods and drinks had significantly elevated C-reactive protein, CRP, levels, a clear sign of ongoing inflammation. At the same time, their performance on memory tests dropped by 15%, indicating that sugar consumption wasn't just linked to biochemical changes, it was actually impairing cognitive function in measurable ways. One of the brain areas most vulnerable to this damage is the hippocampus, which is critical for memory formation and emotional regulation. Brain imaging has confirmed that chronic high-sugar diets lead to the shrinkage of the hippocampus. Over just 5 years, older adults with such diets can experience up to a 10% reduction in hippocampal volume. This isn't a small loss. This level of atrophy can dramatically affect daily functioning, making it harder to learn new information, recall past events, or regulate mood effectively. In fact, Hippocampal shrinkage is also one of the earliest warning signs of Alzheimer's disease, underscoring the danger of long-term sugar overconsumption. Another crucial pathway affected by sugar is the gut-brain axis. The human gut contains trillions of microbes that play a major role not just in digestion but in brain health. When people consume excess sugar, harmful bacteria in the gut thrive, crowding out beneficial species. This microbial imbalance leads to the release of harmful toxins like lipopolysaccharides, LPS, which can travel through the bloodstream and cross the blood-brain barrier. Once inside the brain, LPS contributes to neuroinflammation, further accelerating cognitive decline. Research from a 2021 gut journal study revealed that older adults with disrupted gut microbiomes due to high sugar diets had a 15% increased risk of memory issues. Conversely, when the gut microbiome is balanced and healthy, it produces short-chain fatty acids that help reduce inflammation, protect brain cells, and support better cognitive health. This highlights the profound connection between what you eat, your gut bacteria, and your mental sharpness. Sugar also damages the brain through the formation of advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. These harmful compounds form when glucose binds to proteins or fats, creating sticky molecules that gum up biological processes. AGEs cause blood vessels to stiffen and narrow, which reduces blood flow to vital organs, including the brain. Reduced cerebral blood flow deprives neurons of essential oxygen and nutrients, weakening their function and leading to cognitive problems. A 2020 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults with high AGE levels performed 18% worse on cognitive tasks compared to their peers with lower AGE levels. These individuals struggled with recalling stories, solving puzzles, and completing other tasks that require focused memory and mental flexibility. AGEs don't just slow thinking down, they also promote oxidative stress, another damaging process that accelerates aging in brain cells. The dangers of sugar are cumulative. Each sugary snack or beverage contributes to a cycle of inflammation, gut imbalance, vascular damage, and cognitive decline. What might start as occasional forgetfulness can progress into more serious memory loss if high sugar consumption continues unchecked. The effects aren't just about long-term disease risk, they can manifest in everyday life. People may notice they have trouble concentrating, experience brain fog, or struggle to recall simple details like where they left their keys or the names of acquaintances. Over time, these small lapses can snowball into larger cognitive deficits. The brain is an organ that thrives on balance, balanced nutrition, stable blood sugar, and healthy microbial diversity. Sugar disrupts all three of these systems at once, creating a perfect storm for cognitive problems. Reducing sugar intake, therefore, isn't just about managing weight or preventing diabetes. It's about protecting the brain structure, maintaining sharpness, and ensuring long-term cognitive health. Let's talk numbers. The average American eats about 77 grams of added sugar daily, 3 times the American Heart Association's recommended limit of 25 grams for women and 36 grams for men. A single can of soda has 39 grams, a flavored yogurt can hit 20 grams, and even a slice of white bread has sugars from refined flour. Over a year, this excess sugar can accelerate brain aging by 2 to 3 years, per a 2018 study in Diabetologia. So, how do you cut back? Start by aiming for less than 25 grams of added sugar daily. Check labels on everything. Sugars hide in ketchup, salad dressings, and low-fat products. Swap refined carbs like white bread or pasta for whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, or oats, which release glucose slowly and keep insulin steady. For snacks, choose nutrient-dense options like almonds, walnuts, or berries. Blueberries, in particular, are loaded with anthocyanins, antioxidants that protect neurons and boost memory. A 2022 study in Nutrients showed that older adults eating 1 cup of blueberries daily improved word recall by 12% after 3 months. If you need something sweet, go for dark chocolate with at least 70% cocoa. It's low in sugar and rich in flavonoids that improve brain blood flow. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Nutrition found that adults over 60 who ate 10 grams of dark chocolate daily improved memory scores by 10% in 8 weeks. For drinks, skip sodas and sweetened coffees. Water, herbal tea, or sparkling water with a splash of lemon are better choices. If you use a sweetener, try stevia or monk fruit, which don't spike blood sugar. Cooking at home gives you control. Use spices like cinnamon, which stabilizes blood sugar, or turmeric, which fights inflammation. Try this. Make a smoothie with spinach, berries, Greek yogurt, and a teaspoon of cinnamon. it's brain-friendly and keeps you full. If you're eating out, ask for sauces on the side and skip sugary cocktails or desserts. Here's a practical challenge. For 1 week, track everything you eat in a journal or app and tally the added sugars. Replace one sugary item a day with a whole food, like swapping a granola bar for a handful of nuts. Over a month, you'll notice clearer thinking, fewer energy crashes, and sharper recall. Your brain thrives on steady energy, not sugar roller coasters. I had a patient, Tom, 64, who loved his daily soda and pastries. He was forgetting appointments and felt sluggish. We worked on cutting his sugar to 20 grams a day, swapping soda for sparkling water and pastries for fruit and nuts. After 2 months, he lost 10 pounds, felt more alert, and stopped misplacing his phone. Small swaps can transform your brain health. Number 1. Sitting too much. The third habit that's killing your memory is sitting too much. Whether you're parked at a desk, glued to the TV, or lounging with a book, spending hours without moving is like putting your brain in a fog. After 60, a sedentary lifestyle is one of the biggest threats to your memory, and most people don't even realize it. When you sit for long stretches, blood flow to your brain slows down. Your brain needs a constant supply of oxygen and glucose to function, and movement keeps that circulation going. A 2019 study in the Journal of Alzheimer's Disease tracked 1,500 older adults and found those who sat more than 9 hours a day had a 22% higher risk of cognitive decline compared to those sitting less than 5 hours. Reduced blood flow starves your neurons, making it harder to form new memories or retrieve old ones. Sitting also suppresses brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a protein that's like Miracle-Gro for your neurons. BDNF helps brain cells grow, connect, and adapt, a process called neuroplasticity that's essential for memory. When you're sedentary, BDNF levels drop. A 2020 study from UCLA showed that adults over 60 who spent 70% of their day sitting had 15% lower BDNF levels and struggled with memory tasks like recalling a sequence of numbers. On the other hand, even light activity boosts BDNF, improving memory performance. Then there's the metabolic impact. Prolonged sitting reduces insulin sensitivity, even if your diet is decent. When you're inactive, your muscles don't use glucose efficiently, leading to higher blood sugar and insulin levels. As we discussed earlier, this messes with your hippocampus and memory. A 2021 study in Medicine and Science in Sports and Exercise found that older adults who broke up sitting with 5-minute walks every 30 minutes had 10% better insulin sensitivity and scored 12% higher on cognitive tests. Sedentary behavior also affects your mood, which ties directly to memory. Sitting too much is linked to higher rates of depression and anxiety, which cloud your thinking and make it harder to focus or recall information. A 2021 study in Frontiers in Psychiatry showed that older adults who sat for long periods had a 20% higher risk of depressive symptoms, which correlated with poorer memory performance. Moving your body lifts your mood by boosting endorphins and serotonin, which support clear thinking. Let's not forget the spine-brain connection. Sitting for hours, especially with poor posture, can compress spinal nerves and reduce blood flow to the brain. Over time, this can contribute to brain fog and memory lapses. A 2020 study in Spine found that older adults with chronic back pain from prolonged sitting scored 10% lower on memory tests due to reduced cerebral blood flow. So, how do you break this habit? You don't need to become a gym rat, just move more. Aim for 150 minutes of moderate activity a week, like brisk walking, swimming, or dancing. Even standing up and stretching every 30 minutes can make a difference. Set a timer or use a fitness tracker to remind you. Try exercise snacks, short bursts of movement like marching in place, chair squats, or arm circles. A 2022 study in Journal of Applied Physiology showed that 5-minute movement breaks every half-hour boosted brain blood flow by 15% in older adults. Incorporate movement into daily life. Walk while talking on the phone, do light stretches during TV commercials, or take a 10-minute stroll after meals. This post-meal walk can lower blood sugar by 20%, per a 2019 study in diabetes care, which helps your brain stay sharp. Strength training twice a week, like lifting light weights or doing bodyweight exercises, think squats or push-ups against a wall, is also key. A 2022 study in Neurobiology of Aging found that older adults who added strength training improved memory scores by 13% after 6 months. If you're new to exercise, start with 5 minutes of walking twice a day and build up. Aim for 7,000 to 10,000 steps daily, It's a sweet spot for brain health, per a 2021 study in JAMA Neurology. Join a group class like yoga, tai chi, or water aerobics for motivation and social interaction, which boosts BDNF by up to 20%, according to a 2019 study. Even gardening or dancing to music counts. Make it fun. Here's a quick tip. Try the 1-2-3 rule. Every hour, stand for 1 minute, walk for 2 minutes, and stretch for 3. It's 6 minutes total and can cut sitting time by an hour a day. Over a month, you'll notice sharper focus, better word recall, and fewer senior moments. Plus, you'll feel more energized and less stiff. I had a patient, Sarah, 62, who sat 8 hours a day at her office job and struggled to remember her grocery list. We started with 10-minute walks at lunch and evening stretches. She also joined a weekly dance class. 3 months later, she was hitting 8,000 steps daily, felt more alert, and stopped forgetting her errands. Movement rewires your brain. Give it a try. Let's wrap this up by tying it all together. These 3 habits, skimping on sleep, eating too much sugar, and sitting too much, are silently chipping away at your memory after 60. But you have the power to stop them. Here's a quick recap with actionable steps to start today. First, poor sleep starves your brain of its nightly cleanup and memory consolidation. Aim for 7 to 8 hours with a consistent bedtime. Dim lights an hour before bed, skip screens, and try chamomile tea or a warm shower. If you're at 6 hours now, add 15 minutes tonight and build up. Second, too much sugar spikes inflammation and messes with insulin, shrinking your memory centers. Cut added sugars to under 25 grams a day, swap refined carbs for whole grains, and snack on berries or nuts. Check one food label today and replace a sugary item with a brain-friendly alternative. Third, sitting too much slows brain blood flow and lowers BDNF. Move for 150 minutes a week, break up sitting with 5-minute walks every 30 minutes, and add strength training twice weekly. Set a timer now to stand and stretch. Here's a simple daily plan. Tonight, set a bedtime for 7 hours of sleep and avoid screens for an hour before. Tomorrow, swap one sugary snack for a handful of almonds or a cup of blueberries. During the day, take a 10-minute walk after lunch and do a quick stretch every 30 minutes. Stick with this for a week, and you'll start noticing clearer thinking, sharper recall, and more energy. Over a month, these habits can rewire your brain, reducing memory lapses and protecting it for years to come. Your brain is like a muscle. It thrives with the right care. Even after 60, it's adaptable and ready to grow. By dodging these 3 habits, you're giving it the fuel, rest, and movement it needs to stay vibrant. You'll not only remember names and appointments but also feel more confident and engaged in life. Keep it up, and your brain will thank you. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.